So, Toei rebooted the original Digimon Adventure series, and we're going to talk about it. Now, before this video officially begins, I want to go on record and say I didn't know this was a reboot of the original season until I started watching the first episode, and because I am who I am, I'm not going to be giving this episode an actual score because I'm super biased and have my nostalgia goggles on, and no, I will not be removing them. And I would give this episode a 10 regardless of any flaws the episode may or may not have. Now, when I first heard of another series based on the Adventure cast, I had roughly two perspectives. The first one being, I would love to see more based on these characters because I love them so much. The second was another adventure series. I love it, but I also love Tamers and want so much for a return to that story, as I can think of at least two plots that might make an interesting series. The first being a Return of the D Reaper movie, and the other one being an introduction to the other 6 Sin Digimon, as Beelzemon's already a character. Finally, before we begin, this episode is English sub. We don't have a dub version yet, and while I can't wait to watch the dub version after this episode, I can't wait for the dub version, which I haven't said about an anime in a decade, at the very least. So we begin in the year 2020 as mankind is connected through the internet, and after our short introduction, we jump right into the theme. It's no Butterfly or Biggest Dreamer, but I'd be lying if I said I hadn't listened to this on repeat for several hours only one day after watching the episode. It would have been the same day, but I was busy editing the Steven Universe review that day. So, our intro shows us some classic scenes and recreates the nonsensical spinning the main characters do in the original opening, only just with Tai here. And yes, I'm calling them by their American names because that's what I'm used to. We also get to see the redesigns of the main cast flash by, which I will talk about later, either as they come up in the episode or at the end after the episode. So the episode begins proper by telling us about the uncharted digital world, and we see a Koromon that will become our Agumon, and a Wikipedia calls them Argomon, so let's go with that. That will become our primary antagonist for this episode. So we meet Tai, who is packing his stuff for summer camp, which is our first major difference from the original show, as it started with them all already at summer camp. And I really appreciate that, as it gives us some more time to get to know these new versions of the characters we know and love. Anyway, Tai talks to his mother over the phone, and we get to see her and Kari, and oh my gosh, I love Kari's new design. It's so cute compared to the original. It's hard to explain, but the yellow shirt and blue overalls really make her look more childish, in a good way. Out of all the designs, I find myself gravitating to Kari's design more, probably because in the original run she was my favorite character for some reason. Now, while I do love her design, there is just one thing missing from it. Her whistle. It's been about 2 or 3 years since I last sat down and watched the original season, but I'm pretty sure they stated that it was a camp whistle Tai brought her one year when she couldn't attend, or maybe that was some random fan fiction. Either way, please give her the whistle back. Anyway, Tai's mother is making sure he's packing for camp, and after they hang up, Tai decides to take a break and check the news when someone rings their doorbell. Here we introduce Izzy, who is a far shyer 4th grader who has a question about the summer camp. It seems he and Tai are in the same group, and that's all we get. As Izzy is being very formal with Tai, Tai cuts him off, letting Izzy know that he can just call him Tai. Tai then invites Izzy inside, and I love this little interaction between the two. Everything from their movements to how they choose to talk to each other is very telling to their personalities. Izzy is more nervous and stiff, coming off a little self-conscious, likely because, unless they changed it for this series, he is adopted and is likely aware of it. And Tai is very relaxed, clearly the type to be open with anyone and very hospitable. Anyway, before we get too far, let's talk about Izzy and Tai's designs. Izzy now supports sandals and a yellow-orange hoodie alongside green. They appear to be cargo shorts. He does appear to be more nerdy than the previous button-up shirt Izzy. Tai, however, hasn't changed his outfit as much. Same goggles, new shoes, and for the most part, the same color scheme. His shirt, instead of having 2 pockets on the chest, now has a hoodie pocket. And his collar has been reduced. He's also wearing orange shorts instead of the brown ones, and doesn't have what I'm assuming to be a wrist brace on his left arm. He's also wearing regular socks, and I do like the blue shoes with the red star design. Anyway, Izzy overhears the news on Tai's phone, and we learn that Izzy has already started a database on all the digital anomalies that have been happening, explaining that he can search the net for anything he needs, alongside being able to ask a network of people online if there's any information he doesn't have. Tai, of course, thinks this is cool, praising Izzy. We are 5 minutes into this episode, and this is already my favorite version of these characters. I reiterate, 5 minutes. If this series continues writing these characters like this, then this will become my favorite season. that might be a problem because I'm pretty sure the apocalypse starts if anything ever usurps Tamers as my favorite season of any show. Oh wait. So Izzy finds out that the city is in danger and they learn that the train system is going crazy. Tai tries to get a hold of his mom as Izzy explains that the loop system is out of control. They head for the train station as Tai finally gets a hold of his mother right before their train starts spinning out of control. Izzy starts explaining the scope of what's going on when Tai decides screw it and jumps to turnstiles. I can only assume his plan is to outrun his mother's train and recreate that scene from Spider-Man 2. What I love about this scene is it sets up Tai's character's traits and the reason why he's a Digidestined. Despite being afraid for his mother and sister's safety and knowing that there is absolutely nothing he can do as he doesn't know about the Digimon yet, Tai is still willing to do whatever it takes to protect his family. He's acting in the face of fear, which takes courage. So Koromon calls out to Tai and he enters the net. I love the way this looks. It's a reimagining of the web from Children's War Game as if it went through Cyber Sleuth and the gateway to the digital world from Tamers. It just looks cool. So Tai comes across Koromon and immediately goes save him as Koromon barely survives an explosion. As Tai catches Koromon, we get to see little snippets of the rest of our main cast of humans, barring Matt, who will come later, and I will talk about everyone's new designs after the episode, as it's a lot of characters at once. Izzy realizes that something important is about to happen, and I love how he intends to understand what's about to go on without ever outright telling us. The reboot assumes you already know who these characters are, but through what we see of the cast we have so far, outside of Kari who gets one word of dialogue, we actively get to see the character traits of Tai and Izzy that will become more prevalent as the series goes on. So Tai gets his Digivice and meets Agumon while awkwardly staring at him for about 9 seconds before trying to reach out and touch him. This scene is drawn out to the point where it's awkwardly funny. Anyway, Agumon introduces himself and Tai has some questions before an Agumon finds and attacks them. So Agumon starts fighting and the animation has far more of a budget. Agumon has weight to him that makes the impacts feel real. There's also far more movement in this basic fight than even fight scenes in Adventure try. Izzy gets in contact with Tai through the Digivice and we see Tai get involved in the fight as he defeats the low-level Agumon. After which, Izzy explains that Tai is inside the net where the digital life forms exist and take shape, all while Agumon is fighting the Agumon. As a side note, I love how when Digimon are defeated, they explode into digital bits. Izzy tells Tai that when they defeated the Agumon, the traffic lights that had gone haywire return to normal, but the train system is still out of control. So Izzy leads Tai to where the swarm threatening his family is. So Agumon makes quick work out of the swarm, getting down to the last one, almost defeating it right before it digivolves. They start running out of time as one of the trains starts speeding up, leaving one last solution to the problem. And this is clearly the coolest animation period with Digivolution since the very first DNA Digivolution. After all of that, after the new evolution style, he just tail swipes the Digimon? So while running out of time, Tai and Greymon charge their enemy, and Greymon unleashes his Mega Flame to defeat the Digimon and save Tai's family. I love the smile Kari gives when they find out everyone's safe, as if she knows that it's thanks to Tai and Greymon that they were saved. So Tai doesn't have much time to relax as another attack commences in America with an American military base getting taken over. At the same time, the camera pans over to reveal Garurumon and Matt. And guys, this reboot decides to kick off strong by doing the Children's War Game arc. Before I get into my final thoughts, let's talk about the other 5 characters' designs. And let's start with Matt because we just saw him. He's now wearing a short sleeve purple shirt with the same style collar as his original design, gray dress pants, and what appears to be black skater shoes, along with a green piece of fabric tied around his wrist. He also no longer has his brown gloves, and I like this new design. It feels a little more punk than his original design, fitting in with the rock star he'll become in high school. Next, let's do Joe. He's wearing pants and dress shoes. Moving on. Okay, there's more. His sweater vest now has green stripes instead of blue, and he's wearing a pale blue shirt instead of the pale purplish shirt from the original. Joe looks a little more adult with this one. It's a good design. Sora has a pink short sleeve shirt with a yellow butterfly, which I'm choosing to believe is a nod to the original theme. Red pants and pink and black shoes with no more gloves and a red wristband. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not too in love with either version of Sora as they're about equal to me. Next up is Mimi, who has a sleeker and more detailed design. Her dress is slightly shorter and she now has a white hat instead of her pink one, which does pop out more from the rest of her clothing. Once again, the gloves are gone, and now her shoes are all brown. Finally, we have TK, who has a green striped shirt, new shoes, and a new hat that incorporates his initials on it instead of the blue gem on his original. I like his design, for pretty much the exact same reason I like Kari's design. His clothes make him appear more like a normal kid. I don't know about you, but I never wore anything like what TK wore in the original series when I was a kid. But the new clothes, yeah, all the time. Well, not the stripes, but a standard t-shirt, yeah, all the time. I don't know many people who wore a long sleeve jacket that was multicolored with shorts in the middle of summer. The great thing about these new designs are they feel like the original show. They have the same feeling and have a very similar look. They don't feel like redesigned characters, but the same characters we know and love, just with a new set of clothing right before they start a new adventure. This first episode is a treat for any longtime Digimon fan, especially because I can imagine that more than a few fans have children that they can now re-experience the show with in an all-new way. If I had a kid that I hadn't introduced to the first few seasons, you can bet I'd be sitting down with them every single week for the new episode. The animation quality has been increased. The characters have more diverse personalities. It shows in the little details and interactions that they have between each other. The first time we get to see Matt, you can tell that he's going to be Ty's rival, all without a single line of dialogue. This is why I would classify it as a perfect premiere to a show. Digimon is my favorite show of all time, and I'm so happy I get to re-experience this show all over again for the first time. And I hope all of you guys are coming with me on this new adventure. Hey guys, Marcus Chronicle, and I just wanted to do a real quick update on the next couple videos because I've already got them planned down. You may hear some stuff in the background. It's raining right now, and there's people out in the kitchen doing things, I think getting food. But this is going to be my last video for just a little bit. I'm not going away or anything. We're going on vacation. It's just the next couple videos I'm going to be working on are going to be bigger projects. So I'm really glad that over the course of the last week, 2 weeks, I've gotten 2 videos out for the first time all year. But I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what the plans for the next few episodes are going to be. The next 2 reviews are going to be more Digimon reviews. I've been wanting to, from the start of my channel, one thing I've been wanting to do is make a review for each season, at least the first 4 seasons of Digimon, as the first 3 are some of my favorite seasons. And season 4 is one that I didn't enjoy that much, but I'll be talking about it, and I haven't seen that one in... I've seen Frontier once, as it was my least favorite season until Fusion. But at least the first 3 seasons of Digimon, Adventure, Adventure 2, and Tamers, I'm going to be working on those reviews next. But before Tamers, more than likely, I'm going to fit in my Steven Universe Future review. So those are my next 4 videos planned out. If I get something in between those, like if an episode shows up online and I spot it and go, I have to talk about this now, that might change it. But as of right now, the plan is Adventure 1 review, Adventure 2 review, Steven Universe review, Tamers review. After that, I'll probably take a break, or who knows, I might go, I'm going to go ahead and do Frontier, then Data Squad, then Fusion. I will eventually get to all of the seasons, but for right now, I'm only planning to do the first 3. And I don't know how long that's going to take because I have 54 episodes to watch with Adventure because I'm going to rewatch the entire season, 49 episodes with Adventure 2, and then 51 episodes with Tamers. So that's going to take some time. It should take me about a week to get through each season and write the review, and then probably a couple days to go back and revise the review because unlike every other show where I've done a series review, they aren't storyline shows, so I can go through and watch the episodes and write the review. Either the Camp video I think I did as I was watching the episodes, and the other, like the Danny Phantom review, Danny Phantom, the All Grown Up review is what I was thinking of. That one, I watched the entire series and then went back and made the review after that I wrote that afterwards. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's the current plan. If something comes up, then it'll come up and I'll let you guys know. But I'm going to be taking a short break so that I can work on the Adventure 1 script and the Adventure 2 script. I've already started a little bit on the Steven Universe script because I had a bunch in my mind working on that. But I gotta go back and rewatch all future again to actually remember everything I want to talk about. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in, what is it, 34 in Chronicle Reviews number 47. See you guys then.